Hello everybody, my name is RagingRaptor and welcome to a new World of Tanks preview. Today with the Super Conqueror, basically a new tier 10 heavy tank of the British tree. And knowing that we already have the Chieftain Mark 6 in the tree, seeing a new tier 10 heavy tank, yes, kind of awkward. But nevertheless, I want to reflect a little bit what happened lately, like in 9.20 and the update video in developer's diary, which is kind of important to notice, where they said that they want to keep on replacing controversial tier 10 tanks. And back then in my video about the developer diaries video, I talked about the FV215B, which is a complete fake tank by World of Tanks of Wargaming. So what do they want to do? They want to introduce the Super Conqueror. It's, if you want to call it like that, a supercharged Conqueror. A Conqueror with more armor. And honestly, this is a realistic predecessor to the normal Conqueror. It just gets what you would do with any normal modernized tank. Gets based armor on it and you are set. Obviously, when you modernize a tank, you sometimes also get things like better aim time, better aim modifications, better ammunition. But, well, in World of Tanks, we don't really have such things. We will most likely have better stabilization, better aim time, and so on. But the most important thing is, though, that the FV215B might stay in the game as a special tank like the Foch 155 will be with the Foch B. Nevertheless, enough talking, let's dive into the stats of the Super Conqueror before we look at additional stats of British heavy tanks, which get slight changes. It gets 2,350 hit points, a weight of 73 tons, an engine power of 950 with a power to weight ratio of 13.1, which is sadly not the best things to have. The speed is 33 km per hour forwards, 12 km per hour backwards, hull thrust 26, turret thrust 32. Well, mobility is kind of okayish, let's leave it by that. The whole armor will stay at its 152 mm, 76 mm side and 35 mm. So not much to change here. Except when we go down to the armor model, we'll see that they will be introducing those specific armor plates, meaning that you will have spaced armor around, it kind of looks like around 20 mm. I'm not entirely sure, so don't count my word on that. But it looks good enough. You get 152 mm plus 20 mm of heat screens on the frontal upper hull, which, well, if somebody's shooting heat, will have a lot harder to penetrate you. And I think that heat from an Object 140 or heat of mediums in general will have a hard time penetrating the upper front plate of this tank. The turret will have 279 mm of armor, 89 on the side and 70 on the back. Fuel range will be 400 meters. So how is the turret looking? Well, here we have a little bit of the armor model, 51 mm on the roof and 70 mm at the cupola, meaning the cupola will be much weaker than the one of the FV215B, for that will have a slight glance at its armor model. There we have it, FV215B and the cupola. As you can see, the cupola is 152 millimeters thick, and this thingy here, this slope here, is basically an out of bounds. When we look at the Super Conqueror from its side, we also see that it has this out of bounds looking-ish cupola. And as you can see, actually it looks like this tank will have an even harder cupola, because sure, it's only 70 mm thick. 140 mm guns plus will have auto pen on it. The same goes for the roof. On the roof, everything above 155 mm, everything above 53 mm will have auto pen, meaning TDs will be a serious threat for those tanks, especially like E3, E4, Foch 155 and Jagdpanzer 100. And obviously the British TDs, which also gets slight some buffs. But as you can see, the cupola is, when we look from the side, it's goodly sloped, meaning we will have a hard time penetrating it. If we have a look at the Conqueror, because again it's a supercharged Conqueror, we can see that the cupola is slightly different. Here we also have those 100 millimeters frontally and 70 millimeters on the slope. And as you can see, it is an out of bounds. So I'm pretty sure that this tank will have actually a really strong cupola. By the way, to have a little better look at the cupola, this is the one of the normal Conqueror, which gets an additional turret. And it looks like those armor screens on the Conqueror, on the normal Conqueror, will be 41 millimeters thick. That's a lot. Okay. Again, it's kind of hard to tell how this looks like. But nevertheless, like frontally, it looks heavily armored. Here we have a more detailed look at the turret front armor. Excuse me. We have a 305mm thick turret ring, so you need gold ammunition for that. You have 254 sloped, 279 frontally. Okay, that's not that strong, but it certainly looks rather strong frontally when you look at it again from this angle. The only problem will be that the lower plate is only 76mm thick, but honestly, I like that. It shows that this tank has a clear weak spot, which sadly, long time ago, or for the last few tanks, we have hardly any weak spots, ergo mouse and type 4-5 heavies. Here we have a nice balancing weak spot, which is in the lower plate, while you have a strong turret armor. For that, we go to the gun, because what is a good turret used for when you don't have a good gun? The gun is the same 120mm, which has the FV215B. 400 damage, 259 with AP, 326 with APCR. The DPM though is a lot worse. It is 2691 with 9.3 seconds reload time. When we go back to the FV215B, again thanks for tanks.gg for being such a great website, let's be honest here, we can see the reload time, rate of fire is 7.91 shots per minute or 8.34 seconds. Those values are most likely not with brothers in arms and other consumables, but still, you will hardly have the same DPM. But the FV215B is known for its DPM. Well, accuracy stays roughly the same and aim time will be a little bit worse. Gun elevation and gun depression angles stay exactly the same. It is -7 and +15. So, what is the Super Conqueror bringing us into a game? It's simply a supercharged Conqueror, and as you can see, we'll also go through this shortly, the normal Conqueror gets also some buffs. The turret gets stronger, and it gets those heat screens on the side of the turret, plus it looks like on the upper front plate. The upper front plate will get supercharged from 259 effective armor to 304 effective armor. Also, there's a saying that amongst the change, it seems that there's a possibility that the Conqueror might be getting the Super Conqueror turret. With spaced armor at the armor card is anything to go by. Super Conqueror at T10 will have better soft stats and hull spaced armor, however. Well, honestly, hard to tell what they're going to do. Comparing the stats with the normal Conqueror, we also see that they change a little bit the DPM, making it slightly worse. Aim time will also be slightly worse and such things. So, honestly, it looks like they want to change the British heavy tank tree to be more heavy than being sniper tanks. Well, I don't really have a problem with that. And it's one certain thing I don't have a problem with that. First of all, they have weak spots. They have a huge lower plate weak spot. Second of all, their side armor is still not good. 76mm, meaning only slightly angled and everything will penetrate. Or again, we can look at it on the FV215B. He has even 100mm up front. On the side it's even less, so yeah. Oops. If we have a look at the Conqueror, he should have the same amount of side arm like the Super Conqueror for obvious reasons. Actually no, it gets a little bit supercharged as well. Super Conqueror, I'm stupid. But still, the side armor won't be really sufficient to actively, well, ping a tank when it comes to side scraping. But again, when you play this tank hull down, this tank will be a lot stronger and it will be also quite efficient against heat spammers. I really do like this change, I really do. Also, it gives us the opportunity that we might get an additional special tank, which will be the FV215B. So yeah, otherwise we also have some changes coming to the Cearnarvon, which also gets the new 20-pounder gun. or excuse me, the 32 pounder gun Mark II, which has 280 damage, except for the 202 damage which it usually has with its top gun, which is, let's be honest, for a heavy tank, really laughable. 230 damage. It won't be super immensely good, but they're changing again the turret and the turret for being from mediocre to rather strong, so it actually could be a tank which makes the T-32 not obsolete, but what should I say? It is a competitor to the T-32, especially with this new gun. The DPM won't be that good, let's be honest. We can calculate it right now. Because why is it so big? Because let's be honest, we have 6 seconds reload time, which is 10 shots per minute, times the 280 damage. 2800 DPM is actually, okay, I don't know why I had to calculate that, I'm stupid. Anyway, 2800 damage is actually a really good DPM. We can also have a short look at it with the T-32, which has, well, a really not good penetrating gun. And the DPM is a lot worse. So guys, what do you think about those changes? Let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you a lot for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, also let me know. Otherwise, goodbye, have good luck on the battlefield, and thanks for watching.